One thing. I want my Republican colleagues to give me one thing, one, that I can go campaign on and say we did. One. Anybody sitting in the complex, if you want to come down to the floor and come explain to me one material, meaningful, significant thing the Republican majority has done besides, well, I guess it's not as bad as the Democrats.
That's MAGA Republican Congressmember Chip Roy saying that House Republicans have not done any meaningful things for the American people while they've held the majority in the House of Representatives. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and with that, the MAGA Republicans said, peace out. They're done. Thanksgiving recess comes early. They are adjourned. They are leaving after total and utter chaos in various other committee hearings, which I will talk about. But this follows the Democrats leading the way, and MAGA Mike actually had to join with Democrats, the new Speaker of the House, and they passed what's called a laddered continuing resolution to keep the government open. And then the MAGA Republicans all are now revolting against their Speaker, MAGA Mike, and they've all decided just to go home. They make close to $200,000 a year, and some in leadership make more. But see you later, everybody. Here, by the way, is Chip Roy also on the House floor before the MAGA Republicans departed and shut down the House of Representatives for Thanksgiving recess. Weeks before Thanksgiving. Here you have Chip Roy, MAGA Republican, basically criticizing MAGA Mike, the new House Speaker, in fairly explicit terms. Play this clip.
I'm sick and tired of it. I didn't come here for second place. I didn't come here for more excuses. I didn't come here to have the Speaker of the House assume the position and in 17 days pass a continuing resolution off the floor of this House through suspension of the rules.
Here is Democratic Congressmember Sean Casten, and as he stated on his X account or whatever you call it, "Dear House, GOP, you're welcome. Enjoy your holiday." And here's what he said on the House floor. Play the clip.
Mr. Speaker, next week, Americans across the country are going to gather around their dinner tables and share what they're thankful for. And I hope my Republican colleagues will use that moment to reflect on how lucky you are to work with us House Democrats. I hope you're thankful for that time last June when the Republicans were on the verge of driving us into an economic default and Democrats stepped up, helped you out, and provided the votes needed to make sure we didn't. I hope you're thankful for that time 45 days ago when you were driving us to the edge of an economic shutdown and once again Democrats stepped up, helped you out, and made sure we kept the government open for the American people. I hope you're thankful for that time this week when Democrats once again had to be the adults in the room, didn't throw any punches, but made sure that even though the Republican majority couldn't pass the new Speaker's stopgap measure, we did, and we kept the government open for a few more weeks. So this Thanksgiving, I'd ask all of you, be thankful, and whatever you do, just don't be that crazy uncle who won't stop yapping about Hunter Biden. Mr. Speaker, you're welcome, and I yield back.
Here is Democratic Congressmember Jim McGovern on the House floor. You see the differences right here between Democrats and MAGA Republicans. Play this clip.
Mr. Speaker, House Republicans are a minority party that is masquerading as a majority party. And I say that because I think my friends on the other side don't want to actually be in charge anymore. It is easier to be in the minority when you're a Republican. They think all you have to do is vote no on everything. It's harder to be in the majority. And it's especially hard because the Republican Party no longer represents a coherent political ideology that seeks to solve problems or govern. They just want to scream and yell about how this place is broken when they're the ones who broke it. They want to use crisis and scandal to mask their own selfishness and sedition and to cover up their own incompetence and ineffectiveness. But the American people see through it. They know this Republican majority is a disaster, a national embarrassment. They have normalized dysfunction. We have Republican members of Congress literally assaulting each other in the hallways, threatening to punch people in committee hearings, getting into fights on the House floor and having their supporters threaten each other's families with violence. That is the truth. They have wasted away their majority fighting amongst themselves and acting like babies. focusing on retaliation and revenge, pursuing ridiculous impeachment inquiry sideshows, conditioning aid to our allies on tax cuts for billionaires here at home, screaming about the deficit when they keep passing bills that blow up the deficit. And I say to people watching this at home, you might not agree with Democrats on everything, but we are Team Normal. And Republicans are Team totally off the deep end nuts. I clean that up for the floor, Mr. Speaker, for, civility. Democrats ran this place like professionals, and Republicans are running it into the ground. Democrats fight for the people. Republicans only care about fighting with each other. Democrats behave like adults.
Geologie is a 26-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company recognized in Men's Health, Hypebeast, Birdie, Esquire, Ask Men, and Oprah Daily Grooming Awards. Geologie creates simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you, with ingredients that are proven to work. Their products are built around just a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for a decade. With over 7,000 5-star reviews, it's clear that people truly love the product. My skin looks so much better now that I'm using the Geologie skincare that they sent to me. My skin's so much smoother, and it's become a wonderful daily routine to make sure that my skin stays clear. The moisturizing morning cream and everyday face wash has become my absolute favorite. Geologie is spelled Geologie, and it helps fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles, combat dark or puffy under eyes, have smoother and hydrated skin, and it targets signs of aging. Right now, for a limited time, they're hooking you up with an absolutely insane offer. Head to geolog.ie/MeidasTouch70 or scan the QR code on the screen and use code MeidasTouch70, and they'll give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. On top of that, you can save big on the add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. Thank you, Geologie, for partnering with us.
Here is MAGA Republican Congress member Rosendale ranting and raving about Dr. Fauci on the House floor. Play this clip.
Much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, the representative from Connecticut spends a lot of time giving accolades to Anthony Fauci. Well, I would like to tell you that we gladly would reduce his compensation to zero, and I would have tens of millions of Americans join me in making sure that that happens. But he was smart enough to get out of town while the getting was good. He resigned. He retired. Unfortunately, we're going to be paying compensation to him for quite some time. But the subject this evening is the compensation of Vincent Muster, who acted in a negligent and reckless manner, and I would reserve the right to reduce his salary, or request the right to reduce his salary to zero with this amendment. With that, I ask all my colleagues to support the amendment, and I yield back.
Then you go to what was going on in the committee hearings while that was taking place. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene yelling at the Republican FBI director for not knowing about her Twitter account. Play the clip.
Were you aware of this?
Congresswoman, as I said, I haven't seen the photos that you're holding up before.
Maybe, well, I posted them on my Twitter account. It's public. You know, maybe
I don't
you guys
spend a lot of time on Twitter.
Well, you know, oh, I'm sure you do, because the Department of Homeland Security, organized with other offices, has censored many Americans, including myself.
I'm not part of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right, Mr. Ray, you should be interested in investigating terrorism, and this.
And then you had MAGA Republicans like Clay Higgins attacking the FBI director and saying your day is coming to the Republican FBI director. Play the clip.
If you are asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and or agents, the answer is emphatically
You're saying
not. No.
You're saying no?
Not
Okay.
violence orchestrated by FBI sources or agents.
Are you familiar with you know what a ghost vehicle is? Director of the FBI certainly should. You know what a ghost bus is?
A ghost bus?
Ghost bus.
I'm not sure I've used that term before.
Okay. Well, it's pretty common in law enforcement. It's a vehicle that's used for secret purposes. It's painted over. These two buses in the middle here, they were the first to arrive at Union Station on January 6th, 0500. I have all this evidence. I'm showing you a tip of this iceberg.
Mr. Chairman.
These two buses are painted completely white.
Point of order.
This is a very significant hearing, Mr. Chairman, and these buses are nefarious in nature and were filled with FBI informants dressed as Trump supporters and deployed onto our Capitol on January 6th. Your day is coming, Mr. Ray.
Mr. Higgins. I now recognize Mr. Correa of California.
And also, we talked about yesterday how there were not one, but two fights that broke out caused by MAGA Republicans in Congress. On the one hand, you had Tim Burchett, MAGA Republican, getting intentionally assaulted and elbowed by Kevin McCarthy. And then you had MAGA Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen threatening to attack a witness, a labor leader at a Senate committee hearing. And now we have Tim Burchett on one of these right-wing media networks basically threatening Kevin McCarthy with compromise relating to Nancy Mace, MAGA Republican. Play this clip.
He also has $17 million in an account that he'll be messing in a lot of people like mine and Nancy Mace's campaigns, I'm sure. And so
I don't know if he does that with Nancy Mace. She could come back at him with some stuff that he doesn't want out there in the public, I think, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's already told me. She said, I hope he does that with me. And she'll take care of him. She takes care of her own.
And here is MAGA Republican Senator Mullen talking about fistfights with Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity talking about how this is how it should all go down. It's not getting into fights in your place of business is woke. It's so not woke to get into fights. Play this clip.
That's right. I think any other response kind of would have been a little gutless. I would agree with that. I mean, what do people want me to do? If I didn't do that, people in Oklahoma would be pretty upset at me. That's not how we raise, and I'm supposed to represent Oklahoma values.
Folks, I say it time and time again. Here, this is not an issue of like progressives feel this way and liberals, and here's what conservatives. This MAGA Republican Party, you're seeing it, is out of control. I'm just rolling the tape right now, right? I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I'm just saying watch their behavior, watch the behavior of the Democrats, and just make a decision of like who are the normal people just acting like adults and who is behaving abhorrently. By the way, the FBI director, Christopher Wray, was appointed by Donald Trump in 2017. This is a lifelong Republican. But that just goes to show you that this MAGA mutation, they're not really Republicans. They're not Republicans. Let me be very clear. It's this Trump MAGA wannabe fascist Putin lover, bizarre, Kim Jong-un, Viktor Orban praise. This is not normal behavior, folks. We're going to call it out here on the MeidasTouch Network. So as the MAGA Republicans have left, they're done working. They're headed home for Thanksgiving. Must be nice. Must be nice. You know what, though? To see their abhorrent behavior, it's like, just go away. Good riddance. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Have a great one.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.